Now Ghana this share my winner chima makwaba ba Sikka 9.5 anopa no sia kasebo eso ene eye memene da kita unsabo so mene da taso mienu ye roba de nyame ase edu memene da say ya ye makwahefo nyina happy Sabbath day ye bia na watwi mu ensamhudo ekenkan ye kase mu no na ya sanso esiso ye siso sa na ye diamawo na nsan ye besore nso ye bia homane tum na citizens e wofie do amadwen kire befo so ansa na yakọ anopai kase na nkwakusu information center o Mamponten edufo nso bode de kebedu ofade na ya wadoma wusu anto akrobo yesu nti ayeye sa mai bosore mo akwapa Kenya se brofiedu maami adwa French no bo mo information center duase Kenya se na ebrem akati information center obekwan kochiri krom ajabo ahenso ewo etimetim junction abafo kwanso ye sikkafmonline.com Africana Radio the Modern Ghana Kasebe na mo Facebook Live Sikka FM 895 Live YouTube ye Sikka FM 895 Official anopai ensamhodo akenkan na watwe mu yakase mu a yebesi so ade amamoro de edi makotin bi ane na watwe mu na eyempenifo aye hye World Bank ngumasia nhye bi a waye ede ma abibi mai apoya ne emfimfi nyina yapa ehontuma ewo mai mu
na watwe mu nso ba asante mantem a wahye uboko bi a omoso ewo asokore mampon a yato omudin se asokore mampon Youth Association ye nchentwafo hye mudie no mo se yemfa so buo bebrebe ni nyina enso emu asante mantem amrahye bedwafo aduanan enso a wa ha sanse woma momodin enti asante mantem ye nimpuntu
Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Copec and Mosra by se fan wobono eto ahodo miensa bi e wo so abane yi free so a ebeboaye
eko bi a yato omudin se Arise Ghana Movement nkrampopuni mantem na watwe mu nso TC monten so ye kire na chi e de basabai so ye nkwa enso ene bae
PNC 4 ebekasa fa sa ye kire no ho kire se sa de mo se hinansan atwam ti Arise Ghana for no hu ya ankoma nkompo
sanso na mrahye a ono so wo omanfo wo adwira sekire dwuma se ni monyamfo bawa barema sumana ena wo se empanifo a yede sa yi macho kaka ehon sensem committee a yete ye no wo mohwe na patasika no yentia ma wo
nsem bi ka wede mo ho ane akenkan ne kase mu anopa yebesi so ede asomo me din de mrantie nuaba maame efom wa kafena mene
berima nana du kofi sikatu
ye gina trakwan ne so aba ne abeto asom ne so
Sikka FM track wine yen ye kro no Sikka FM track wine yen ye kro no
Sikka FM 89.5 Yes Suma Santimai Sikka FM 89.5 Yes Suma Santimai
Yes Suma Santimai ne Ghana man ye wiase nyina aka ho afei ma yenwura esomne mo ankasa na watwe mo na eye World Bank ne fan ya ehwe enwomasua ehhye so na mo no eso aye pa eye dwumadie bi ho entoma ya efa sade ebibremu atoye na afemfimfin ebibremu nyina enwomasua ebesi akro na asemse a ya na edaso ene se ye fiti suku ase adwuma nyamu mabunu no ho asem eno no from school to job a journey for the youth na eno na eye mampani be de che Dr. Haji Mahmudu Baumia wono na ekogina mu a dwumadie wo pa eho entoma wo kire mfasode ya ebenya ede afrimu.
Theoretical empirical evidence is very clear that a focus on education and quality education leads to development and growth. However, we will not be able to deliver change without building and sustaining political momentum in the region. In many of the region's countries, more efforts are needed to rationalize the governance of education systems to achieve greater coherence, cooperation, and coordination.
Ene ati ye mampani abede che Dr. Alhaji Mahmudu Baumia enwachi eno ma ye foto sanfo ononyamfo keno foriata wono so no wodwumadie no ase ono mpo ene kasa ya wura no mo ye ba senyina wo ma wono mo akwa aba ye nti ono so ne nsem a wode tu dwane bi.
We must therefore strive to leave no one behind if we are to guarantee economic success in this region
We must continue to be concerned at the persistence of several of these abysmal facts. One, that education systems in Western and Central Africa suffer from chronic underperformance with higher deficits in teachers. That nearly a third of Africa's illiterate population live in West Africa. Adult illiteracy is also acute in Central Africa, where 1 in 3 adults are illiterate. That nearly 42 million children of primary and secondary school age children are not enrolled in school. That is 2 out of 5 school children who drop out of school in Africa are in Western Africa.
And yet, I am mindful to some for Onoyan for Ken or for Riata.
I don't want to say, yeah, or my ancestor, na young Monsieur Sem and so a here warm. Na the Abisan say, Oba a big memoir, Yagananko, Bemuha, Yana, this Yana is Yam. Nina, Kujan, sorry. University examination oriented on Kwan, Sa, Grano, Cusco, Noir. Or any moon say, we drew a stage beer now, a coachron so here. And when she exactly she said, can any or subject with say life skills and kick yin in every sa life skills in your children breakfast. Ye contain Quang breakfast, ye and son and Juma would be bree. Yampan fooling himself, Moko and go phone Kuswa. And they are now children are running free classroom and I know ordinance and could be. But a banner saying, Oko SSR, akwa history. Oko nkrofon krosua, yesi museum kese se wo pa abakosem bi fa oman ho se fa o mampani dada bi ho akọ no akwa hwe. Ade o motewa ne nsa no nwuma enti ye ka ye bob ye TV ye we niam begbiri na ye raw materials ne niam na boa mo mutimi yesa akade ne nyina so be fa firi abibima mu na ne ba ne sei ene nkobesi ye kwa ne nwuma sua no esa ato api. Any question I would be bria, Yani Tabisafa, Yangoman, Ngumesiano.
So a provoke now, Okana, Union basket, nay, bees, nay, home cronaban. Say a technical school, vocational training schools, or and then Ishamukana say. And now we are no more who say, Titia Tempon, Sanko for Yanchi, in Tiesa, in Cote Yankosa, in Canon only a channel, basis schools now. Yes, I be a walk and beat it in a yard. Oh, beat it in our questions. Yen shut down yet be beat in first. No, yes, see a piano in your Metia, no, what it is. No, yes, a 5 minute radio. Now, fire TV, fire we see. No, one yes, our practicals. Near church, beat it in who knows. Apart from say be a Biana Noah. A cacrebe bemonin and then cry. And no more report about no more than no idea. Oh, a binum be a madame the bit me the crop tobacco, no demonstration. Because Zipa, Ocas, oh, Irakorebi, Uncle Swak, and then on the homo conform, was 1 year more boom to you, and now who be and warm petrol, in Banner Crown, Sanya Manembra. Oh, but say a bus say, you bear practicals now. Send your dark open our befitia can't say be a say. Ebia ne anaso ochina ye be chire aduane no e be tie se de atwito kanena na basic school ye gi school fees na ada no a ye kanu na de chia na ye be gi ana una o headmaster be school na no asase e term we ska se ni yetia ye be try exams na amakwan be school no be de ka oh ebinim de ba but obu ho kra won fama oba be hwe ni nua de bi and as I say so, if you can't be a bad one school, many about. Who went in this 89.5? Now I say, Kodiji, and now Bansi and Yeshi, in Tiaplano, who quite about Sophia or Cancer say, yes, in Tiawu. I often go on Tiase, once I was a magic candy, who did you say? Do sad the end, I must go home straight. Yea, Chirakura, a bachelor, a good board so. Now, Madame wouldn't see car, why demonstration? Intino, not just say, ye beat it in as with you and poor noir. Go be see me. Nipano, oh, now, provoke, just vocational skills. Provoke me near true. Met me a maximum. I will pepper and swatch or see dynamo. but what the family call for me come mix more tesia me
level no kura no ye de
to so nyina ma
level na ye de to so
book ni mu
ye de to so book ni mu wo betimi a kirem kama na ye twa
na me kan say metimi asidan book mama metimi anwene kenten book mama nenso fane wan wegu na ha say de na menwena ma wa
na ni monyamfo ke no fo wiata kasa no se ohwe memu a ye school ko na nche na school for na sai school drop out
I know say ekosro pa especially basic level no kra
dia
nsem bebre
doso nsem bebre time allocation e de ma emofra no ni nyina ya tete so so tia say was by 2 no apom untimi nya
extra asa no de eno so de school drop out to ba
so untimi nya extra classes
I'm saying I know that the drop out na say be no de be wo awofo no ho Sikka Kase3 e be onya aduane ni uniform
yo awofo go de ne ba ton ade
asem
ndie wo se won wo twan de akola na ko ndie wo se aban tu no pepepe no apon ndie akola no so oba school anu wo dane na sefo no wabre anye
teacher
ana wo de akola no wura adwadie musu na sika no be ye ne da o de school ni ye dey dinner time allocation edi akira ngomasua de ye be tuaso sa na wotwe mu nso hye oboku obi so friends and trofo hye amudi ma ye kopi ase e wo asokore mampo na wo mato din se ye fra mu asokore mampo youth association wo mo kira asante mantem hampuntu a aboyen se de dwonso aba akoko ni nyina ensu ejina emrahye bedwafo dodo a ewo asante mantem makoma aduanan enso no ya fa so bori nyina mo musanse ohunu ade potin bia wo mo nso ehye enso eye na asante mantem ha na ense jofo nhia mudi na se no wo mo kasamafo wura nana awiafe ene giranse ntrofo anim ena o kanse mpempi no se na shebujafo wi titru 2024 abato a mokwakoto so mammom ho pem no mammom mpem no ma anya bibipa bi ammo asanteman dia wo mo ankasa de wo mo na shebujafo enso ebe contest yentie nana wiafe
askoro mampo youth asanteman emna Ghana democracy sha say 1992 yato abama abanya ba bepem ne abanya etiso nana akufo do aban a odi Ghana man so no one MP so bu fra santeman mo di asanteman di ehwamo no na ni nyina ne say Ghana tietia ye chema obi anya bi na say Ghana mpuntu echema obi anya bi no nana akufo do wochicha ya asanteman de no fie na de yakoba nyina ne say MPs a mo ya makoma 47 MPs ni nyina di ehwamo na everything ehwamo nyina ne say mpuntunima che ama Ghana nkoso ni mpuntu akoso no asanteman MPs obo do mo kwa omo de dombedie omo fu ene omo ye die no omo kwa peye na de ye me ya ne say yewura regional minister Simon Semensa say wa ba 4 years ye die ye ko 4 years Simon Semensa say aban firi so anasa aban foforo ba de na Simon Semensa betiri say ne bo say obeye regional minister mpuntu wei ena asanteman yenya ebi ni ho yewura o say chairman so bunsu oye majority leader na minister of parliamentary affairs de no betiri say ne bo say obeye majority leader no mpuntu wei na asanteman yenya o hwe yewura na po asanteman this year a mo wo aban mu Bantama MP asanso boache wo hwe MP say was 47 minyi obi amfiri wo mpuntu a wa wo hwe tofolai enye papa bia wo hwe so aminta chen yanye wo hwe anwaga jansin ta chen yanye ba wo ko voter regina yetimi nya MP mienu etimo mu ye dede mu dede wo mu beye no yetimi capture ba bi se budget mu ekoye ma wo mu na so hwe asanteman MP say put 47 ni na no obo nyina afeli munyi na ya me ya ne say yewura tama wuntumi osere oso ye governor me pese o kire ase governor na ase ne say ye de yanko school ke pese hu governor no a oso ye ma santo na ase kire because governor wo ya wuntumi mo mpunto bi ama governor wo ya wuntumi man ko so bi ama ko sisa gold any change now the board go radios now they say santoman they say ya kam here say MB say wa santo wo 47 o ma ye kwamutua o ma ya santoman ama o mo ne na akofo do akokọ ye ba ko mi no ka say ko na akofo do o ko nkan ya hwefo asi ntache mpuntu a won kan so o ko nkan na o ba kumase aka say kurase kumase ya foto
Ene Kumasi aye poto. Eno achi na we afen so se wo nsem bi ekache na danko akufuado. Ene ne futufo enyina titiriu na ya osafo emafo. Na se no ekame aye se adai asantema ya tete se kontebi. Bibia nkoso, bibia agensrepe ene mpataku eno so yendie.
Nana ko far ko nti ko he a ne ho ka ba ku twama ebedi bia bebe na wo twena ka ntwam e kwan yegu ba ku mienu miensa afa asantema mo he ye kwan eye ko eye yegu a eye sapete ka fa so na ye den na tutu na de ha ye nyina ne se na nsenya eye yewura osafo mafo okonu konkodi nkomo na wo di no na sa kwa ye se asantema ho komo na wo di ka ko wie se ama ye pre Ghana fa wo di na asantema ye kwa ye nka ho na ya ye fo nka ho nti be se hu se ta asem na o ka no eni na puntuduma na o mo che asantema mu omo che Ghana asantema yenya bia na ye do asafo so wura o ne to mampanyifo so ne to mampanyifo a na che se ekowie se afutu odi mani nyina ne se nam se ono ni ni krofo ma je yo mo se sama ye ku Ghana fa na asantema nka wunti no ye che puntuduma ma asantema ma ye mba ye bia na se ye che puntuduma mi fa bi nya de mi fa bi ma ma na ko fa do ba ni ba be ka bi be fa no ho se ye wura na ko fa do oni asantema wa dire pa ye wura na ko fa do o po bi ti asantema ya asantema de ya nya mi ye ni ti se mu asantema de obi aye nipa obi aye de ye to ye dira to abama no boom e ma na ko fa do be president se ya kamia ye se se bi mi nipa bi ka fa na ko fa do ho se o wa dwene po bi e ti asantema no se ya bam because na ko ba ti fa ni sense ne bo se Nana Kufuado, 18 in the Busse, and Nana Kufuado, president. Check who government hospital. I know the say, authority, I know the say, you are the VA, never a pioneer I was at the Mura. Meaning, I just say, you have to 47 or maybe no more. So the yes, say, you say, you wrote 247, you're going to be a near money. The yes, say, if you say 2024, not improved to a Yapan and Memoha. Say, and Sanka, Yayanka, that's was that a 47 MP. Now you don't want not 47 MPs, they don't want Omudi and say you do a more corner. Omudi Ramo.
Hey, now more delegate. More delegate about Famma dear. You at the Mama Nipa Yatin and Kane and every affair. A shoebokua a war as a correct mampon, Omo Casamafo and so on.
Almost sponsor aspirant and also no sponsor MPs.
Aspirant. MPs. Neurefino.
So, yes, sure.
Casado do and toponco.
Oh, yes, sure. But as Mamma can and power.
Many of energy minister of say
MP so hack it to a bien.
Dabi, and I may say energy minister over him. Eh, and you know, Moding and Honsems was all mine. A sentiment in my Hochayana.
Now, we are going to say you are holding a hotel.
Oh, sir. Nanumwa doom so by ye NCC, a sentiment and Maubakaya, Mantembu, how fra na and Cossa.
You know, so many Mary by him. Don't come on,
a sentiment and Muma Shions and Zem. One a down on sentiment a minister. In Tinkaba and Muma Shions and Sante Mantem pa. Minister of Parliament Affairs of him. Just a commerce, the Fiena say, ye Jibby beater, say, Senka, ye approve interchange, Dubai, so dear, and Kibayana Santimantem, and Kayana and change. Was on a dano. Some no be a bob poor, a ye or no so. What's a housing over here?
Ah.
Nti wo hwe mia yesisi dan basa enso ansuwa enso e bunkan fam ye ma nadmufo enso etwa da pa etwa mu twabra mu nya mu hu twabra o environment aso ye o mu environment won sensem so ona bukuku nti nge fi ne basa ye de nge ni kwa za asante mantem ha nge e fi
prayer ba ha de because me sure say onu nya for say chinesa bensu e be gina me say bia ni sa mesraw fa bibi say ko ha bi ba ka say bi menye
ni mo nya for say chairman say bosu de wono mom na nkrofo ko pre bibi free ni honka obi ko pre bibi free no because unua wa agro no ma wo din pa de ni kwa say pam
wo komra se bedwafia da bia voter caucus me ponam nim se wo yi asante caucus mpo me nte krada se di ni kranya family
don kuma na kura afa no a onse omo kan omo se 47 no omo anyi
da bi no omo yi ma da
ko deputy minority leader over here
deputy minority
honorable asonase
deputy minority leader because or chief whip
brother honorable nti so no so ko obeka wo nuano mo ne say we de afa ne afa mba nje se bonti fo nkofa edinga ye nya bibi kakra
because akuku dam ne do so
say aka 2 years o aka 2 years
na o ka light ho asem on say nyeme nyina ekoso ediane bo but ba ko amati sa akosoro me ho adwiri me pa ye mita sa ukope mita no eno so bo kosoro ne na 1007 just me dwe ho a me ntiase ne ntia Ghana ni kope mita no enya wo dia eya aban ne dia se na wo dia bebo ufie ho wo wi abetua light bill wo be bibia mita no do saka wo problem because nya wo dia enti mi wuni entia me pebi na me de bo me fie na manya kane a eno so agese ne bo okosoro me dwe sa de ne ho a me ti ase enye ye
enya wo sika na wo kura mpo na ho ekosoro na ma wo no mpo
serious
so ya wo kuta sika na kura na wo benya na brad ya bo
na ne dia babo ho ama no eye bibibi na chance wo betwa ho kwan no hanya poto ho sei
na se mita na dia ma
wo na ya ban dia na memfa no eno so ne bo akosoro
yesi bi no bi ma enso wurawura mu a obi betimi anya bi
o mai bi ni minko Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Kopeke dankana mo ane ne nkofo no mo kire se fa wo bo no ho to bi da so na de da so mpo in fact eguso enti abani yi sa to no a ebema nka Ghana foko ma harom kakra enye Ghana nko ane ye hu ni sei ane wo mo tiase na so yeso ye ha no ke yi sa to no a anka beboye papa yenti owura danka na mo eto kro no a wo se abanyi yimfiri so no.
We don't think that the special petroleum tax at this point should continue to stay on the price bills. Secondly, there's been another introduction of energy sector levy, which, as it were, should be used to develop infrastructure. Not a very bad idea, but when you get into crisis that we have gotten into, the expectation would largely be that we will put some of those taxes on hold for a couple of months to observe what the pump trend would look like. We are also certain that price stabilization and recovery levy would have to give way, so that if the NPA and the authorities need specific funds to, as it were, subsidize for premix.
And executive secretary Edema Kopeke Ura Duncan Amoa eno
no de me ne nya adwen da
sese
se to ahodo agu fa mo so ne nyi
won ka se ni nyina bi wo ho ma was say price stabilization levy no no nka osusu se enyi kura na kakra na ya boa ne yemfam yente kakra ma ye yi
no de ntia me kasa obo manga na mu a mo Yusuf angododo no a ye trotro drivers
also asamba na nka ye nyina na Yusuf trotro driver no untenam a onfanye what are you talking about omo na Yusuf ye nyina na Yusuf ango because ye nya dodo na ye nyina na Yusuf dodo na because ye tuma wo de baje wo
na ne eto ne da so no a amanfo society o eto ne da so no a Yesu si atoto ne mamu no ba no pa no ho ase a wo hu no ho ase o di e-levy bae
also cry levy engagement ye kwa mefu wonte
me na me ka se tio eto yi da ho aba ne so woni sika wo sa se won koyi mfiri ho ana na aba ne benya sika
e-levy die patu ba bi na nya e-levy die
eno achi Kwame Nkrumah nyame mfa na kransie yi Ghana mampani a odi nkan onyani suade mi hunu se no e wo se ositema oil refinery
won so de
na Ghana wonim se Ghana na aka na ebiman a etwa enwa hia no omba ha be na ne omo crude oil no
na onim factory wa ye de yankokọ ho adwuma kra o
nane sani nti se no se yemfa ho se enya woyere e wo Ghana ye sa soa
woyere no ye de ahi na ewo mu mpa
ye sa soa e de kokko nane na mini aba me se me nya obi ma na kire mu nsi e konane saa wa ayi no
kura ne awosin bi ebegu
saa oyo no na se bi ene enya kota ne firi mu
nanka
na se bi ne enya mu friend gisiri kese ye bubọ ne ma sa ye nya no bia
ohu bedwuru
na ya konane ya gi ye sika wie no
na waja ni nyina
ho ama omu
nanka
indinga nke ya pa ne sense tema oyo fanni na nke enya ye bibia enu achi eto na de gigiru kro mini abade ye mpuntu nti enu de
gana ni bia so ka so mpetu otua gana ni bia nka sa ye tua
ni eto akase no otua
ye tua so am ye hu ye mfiri si ye tua
ma me kire was anwanwasam ni asrese bi esi 2014 Ghana bra ye ko wiase nyina kansie World Cup no e wo Brazil no na ye mai anase ye nuanum ne bra mpanimfo se ye nsan omonsa anka sika aban ne share so obutua omo nkobobo ne tabiri sika gu prem onim se sika no ye de gu prem esi ya na Brazil aban onso de ne revenue authority for no ko gina ho omo gi percentage e wo so ndi to na de ehia pa
obi anka se to ohia o ba ye tua me hu ene e ka nyeni se ara ye zi ntua to Ghana ara hwan e ko
me na me kwa Arise Ghana movement e yo shuboku bia wo so ama honhom ne so nansen e wo man Ghana mu wo mo mo mutaka akasafidie so enyina ne se o man mu ayedin petro e kosoro bibia kosoro nuane just bibia how mo se nuane besia ba ye di nyina kosoro and am so na otwi mo mute omo hungu montene so e wo bra sport kwa men kroma interchange bia ho ene nyasem ketwa nsem mo twetwe gu prakas so na mo de kire ye nyasem ketwa ebisi na nakufu adokora won resign ebisi na nakufu ados won resign dia kanufori ata ye mpam no eno ho nsensem enam so ye obi ehun de bete bayira homam basa yo eni abuo pa se bible no wo muni makenkan yo san se bible ni hu se David wonu so etime to abuo pa eni aposifo mo magye eni pan nam so ma aposifo ni bi kura pie prae eni aposifo ni nso hia enso ne tear gas pio na eni nam so kura ma aposi kura enso ekire enimu ni pa bi na brands entrofo yenso ye pa de hu ne pa asema baka kire tiefo nti ye kopie on sei na omo ye demonstration ni bi enso ekan
the way that they reach the poor party God I go some program for Tema they take me back to Tema so from Tema to here I almost 12 cities we are tired
you don't get 12 cities for your money
for life. Don't do it. More don't do it. Come work with all Gary. We are tired.
Now Ghana is one of the most expensive countries in the world with high cost of living, whereas we are low middle income, earners. You imagine you receive about 2,000 a month and your expenditure is about 6,000. Prepay. What at all will you do for your expenditure to be 6,000? Now let me calculate it for you. Your transportation alone for the month, right? It's about 1,000 Ghana minimum. Your food is about 2,000. Okay? And your electricity bill, your house rent, calculate them. That takes you up to 6,000. You are receiving 2,000. My brother, this man came and told us, yes, it's gas to come on here. Simple.
I am here to express our inalienable constitutional right to demonstrate, to tell the government that what they are doing to the country, especially to our public funds, to express the lack of candor with respect to how our monies are being dissipated with impunity, without any regard to the excruciating hardship that they have plugged the citizenry into. And so we just here to express our dissatisfaction about how this country is being governed.
Adishmama ni ati ye omo mutisi montene so se omanu mu nso ayeshi bi kira ye tisika so nti kombiye na danko akufa mfa sika no nso emo oman ho bra na zentrofo ye namase a ne enso koto ni go prampram na se bedwani ni munyamfo sam na te George initi na also wa habi no was ya ko hia pa sanse abaya what is we monyo wanya hwehwehwehwe dia so ye ye chire ni bi.
I got my vehicle in December 2020. How much it cost me to fill my tank? I used to fill my tank with 430 Ghana cedis on the 5th of December 2020. Today, I am filling that same tank with 1,300 Ghana cedis, more than 3 times the increase. I buy fuel. I pay electricity bill. I pay water bill. And I know what is happening as an ordinary Ghanaian. There is no special market for MP. There is no special tariff for MP. I am a Ghanaian. When my wife goes to the market and in my house I do the groceries. Many people will tell you they've met me at the mall shopping. And I see the prices. I know how much I used to do shopping in a week. And now I know how much I'm using. The government is failing. And when you're talking, the government is not listening. We were told that the money is here. Now what is happening?
Sikka FM 89.5.
The Shimama Nipa Tinini, the Manyam for Sam to George. A man for war, ni go prampam, one must be joining.
Now say more who baby free, who ya no more see a boy near the. Sad the name who a born woman henny.
I know I've been in Mubisa says, I take over any a born woman. Because I be a no brasport one.
I want now one woman ya 20 baby, and now one more corner. Ne ebu can mana ka ko ba ne so wo munya ne hire
videos to nya biare akwa ba ko na otimi geji opeso wode body wo twika na o tun so guom so akwa ni buotu o asa watena sa wo mo kokonko na Sudan na se fo no da
na all of a sudden na boya ye kwan so mase twom ka koba bebre na ye pimunso a no organizers ni say ye dwa
started shooting rubber bullets and all of that at us. I was in the middle of the action, right in front of it. One of the police officers, very reckless, made a reckless statement that if we don't take care, he will shoot at us. I offered myself to him and said, I'm their leader, shoot me first. It resulted in another chaos. And so some of the police officers were extremely unprofessional, and it's unfortunate. My message to Dan Barry is that when he was appointed, he started all these populist attempts and getting a lot of funds. He must pursue institutional reforms. The police service must not allow themselves to be used by this government for their high-tech jobs. But you see, we have had community engagement. First, we told our people that we're doing 24 hours. Then we went back again to change the timing, the inconsistency. Then now, you said that, okay, we cannot do it again. We should go somewhere and go and park at Independence Square. We only saw souls from the top, tear gas from nowhere. Well, I mean, that is why I want President Abubakar to understand that when you push the police to the extent that they push them, they ended up embarrassing the police. But they push them. President Abubakar has embarrassed the police. I can assure you that there's going to be different ones at the let the police take note. They will find out at the seat of government. We will go there.
Arise Ghana demonstrators no one more organizers ni bi ene yeti na ono ma yakasa
no se wo hunu ye hu answer bo na wiem ne nkasa
na nye ni paneto
na me say
na police
hu ye no so ane na me kasa wo de ye mfa no kra azumi say
hu ya ne say bo na mu wi
ebra hu so hu say o members ne so to abonde no
mo ye den
say
police no omanya professional job anka unimade obetumi ayem
me say o mu so minimal force no so ya na ya
ba we pad o mo yade ko no ho ehi Arise Ghana for no ho ehi nti nye police for no mo to wa
de na
de chi ne de
mu ye din
na mo call kama mo se mako file stay of execution say baby a mo be fa no say court no ka say baby a mo be fa no ene anadwo ne de bi mo nya na anopa unonwotwe no na ba ni mum sa kwan na mo ring road kwan na mo se be fa so de bi ena mo se ma file stay of execution court bi enti mo se ye de ye adwuma na post for se de bi mo file ye mfa ye adwuma nti de court no kan de no de hold nti mo fa ha asem ni nyina ni o enti se na de tu no betumi akomport mo say day one mo share da chele chaos na mpesa mo ye na ni fe kire ye no mimi
se moja ne kura free so na wani anya eyi biwa na ko ka se a kire o ma na o yire
ko demonstration ni etu nani
sese Ghana no minim dentia se bi obi ko demonstration hu aposifo na aposifo no mu ma ba yeta mintia se o
mi wa anye aposifo nti na o ye demonstration
tabi
omo do mba so mbebo ho ban keke afi no mo ho aye
sese aba no ba se dido ahen no de ma aposifo amakose
ma se ni ese omo tia
omo anya che omo no de in fact
si ama mo beri ye mo tia ba se no ma se ye mo tia nyina next time o ko demonstration o be comporte o kama no wa hwe na o members ne so comporte o mba bia mo fa no ma fa o kama ye se mo nyane mo aye kama mo wi na ba bia mo de petition ko na mo de ko na PNC for class de mo ye incrass de ma so incrass de Janet na bila was incrass de na mo ye no o kire se ene mire bibi ni anum atum ho agumante so ye na de ne ampre na fa hin ekosi hin ekowi ase placard sekuta members kura ntem egu so mo ntiase atwam
video ba ko a
atwam
obi say de egu placard
woni ma de kode no se de akuta no no apagya hwiem wonte boyin no de nam wo ade na wo kɔ no wontiase nti wo kyena wo kɔ na wo kopra wo be kire mu si
wana wo ka kire no
nti PNC for say we na atwam de da we munhyehyia munye volume ni ade na mfrem penifo mu inviting penifo no mo mra munkyerɛkyerɛm bibi sei fa ho bo ne kosoro ewiase nyina Ghana ye de na ye de do ye de na ye de na ye de se ni ene sade ye nye ne sen ni enso ye de no emra fom kakra na gya ye ho hare ye kakra aduane no kodwom aduane gu ho bebrebe na so ne boa ye de adenti na aduane gu ho bebre na bayira poma pian bayira kane na betumi aton 3 series na yese 10 series adenti a nyese bayira ni ho bayira ne bi wo ho ba ne boa ye de adenti na ne boa ye din okay ene ye mfo kwan ben so ne ye de ne bo ne mra fon kakra na nkofo ntobi na mo de sa adwenkyire ni nyina guo empenifo ne te ho no ma na wo mutie ni nyina wo hu na mo de agengam wo na sem batim ho agu monten so ye bibi se de be wi ase mo ne posifo na mo to abo na fa twam PNC for na ka yenje de na bila said again e can answer
these demonstrations that have no any political inclination, but with this demonstration we are not seeing it that way. It's true that we are having a lot of difficulties in the country. Ghanaians are crying. They said fuel prices are going up. Food prices are skyrocketing. Instead of bringing accusations, we should try to bring alternatives that will be able to help salvage the people of Ghana. So we have to come together as a country to think of how to be able to provide solutions so that our country will not end up being destroyed. You see, so these street protests are modest because these are form of protests that are used to get accused without bringing alternatives. So if they want to talk about things that will be able to help the government, like write petitions, send it to the various ministries to say that this and this is what we think we should do, and give it to the media, organize symposiums, organize lectures to be able to educate Ghanaians and come up. But this street protest and other things is not helping anyone in the country. Look at the Yentia demonstration. Who did it help? So Ghanaians should begin to know that demonstrations, these street protests are no longer helping. We should find other alternatives, and the PNC will never be part of this street protest.
PNC video almost join it that because near maybe say trim yeah demonstration ecosis ankosia ga undia ubetia antianano arise Ghana for the ankosia ga headwork no mkoye continue to map makoye dede kwa ankosi hwe mo organize lectures near dinner solutions a mo matena sia ahu mo de go paper so de koma mpanifo ba bia ese nka finance ministry ya mo koye na ne pofo na mo de akoma no na mo de manu wi na mo de amansentwe for ne akenkanti anya adwuma na chese mo kasam a ye di machi because ye nim solutions a ma provide mpanifo bunu yagu o masoma anke ne o mo so mo kwa IMF na chese nke nyina ye kemba mo na so de mo koye ye atwam akane alasi bi na ne esa de no ene atwam kototo bo na ebi bo aposifo na mo pra ya amanka se mo nso mo nkofo wi pra ne ye de ko ya se aji bi kura mo se mo ni de ko
unim se okonkro minim se wanya videos ni bi ahwe Belgium omo tisi montene so
enye
omo to dum ana omo baban ana omo de sa yi de asofo di preach ahoma chi
megaphone
and no more the day abani muayadi omubi na ku omdom letter
petition
you can do the same thing baby I know I'm seeing no be what turkey
mongo amotobo
was it turkey ade a no mutua ne bia be 5 cedis say 15 cedis baby e ko so but em fa ho say Ghana ye din na monte mo wanse am betie si brontin aba na ye de om betim bia na wo so ahwe nkrofo so omo the same thing omo ensu esu na se wo se wo kire wo meni aba na se obi enso na ka se bra enko demonstration se wa enso na wo so join omo na call demonstration waja onwuma ho e na call demonstration
na ye no
wo pra wani pra
nti obi a wo kire wo wa nkwa adwuma
na wo se pra woni adwuma ya wa se pra se wo adwuma enso wo adwuma no wa se pra edi a wo se etu ye hofo
koi why
Nanomo abanete bidwakuo bi se omonye nhwehwemu enso mfa owura bia na ye fe no Metro Kaka edian na wofode ma no Ibrahim Mohammed na woye social activist bi efa ni wua wono so ewu ye honam so ma mabunu ewo adwira enso basabase ye kra basabase ni mo ne koba se nipa minu prepare no achi binum kra sa afa ho enso ewu ne no na aban no committee a wote ye no ehwehwemu a beto odwane se nipa bi a ye mu prepare ne no o mahwere o made che ne mpatasika bi wo ho a ye mfa ma wo mo ne no na adwira se kiduma se na hyebedwene wo ho ne monyamfo ba wa Brahima Sulemana enso akasa afa no se bepem ne besia ba Sikano, womanzangai.
And I believe that at least the young guy who got his limb amputated did not get, I mean, for now, is somebody who has been incapacitated and cannot work for a whole number of years. And up to now, the last time we met the Minister of Interior, I'm a member of the Defense and Interior Committee, I raised it at a meeting that at least those who have died, at least they have been given, the families have been given palliative care. If I think of the part of the living, those who are living and they are still injured. As of now, they are talking about, waiting for assessment from the medical officers as to the extent of damage. I feel that should not be an excuse because it's a whole year now. And for a whole year, somebody who got his limb amputated, somebody who got shot in the stomach, somebody who the bullet touched, they have been treated and discharged from the hospital, and up to now we don't know the extent of damage. Of injury to assess the amount of compensation that is supposed to be paid to the person. That is not true. That cannot be true. And for that matter, I call on the Minister of Interior to ensure that at least if you have been giving that palliative amount to the dead, we should look at the injured, the surviving ones, how they will be able to also survive the rest of their lives on earth.
Arishimama nipa etini ni yomanfo wo adwira setre duma so omra hyebedwane ni manyamfo bawa Sulemana
so mo pride no munya compensation
haadwe omuntimi nkontimi ma musifako eno so demonstration na bi ekoto abo ye mentimi wase
no mo to abo
adwira de no demonstration azema ye ka bi ani ana go fa sa yini bai yes omo bia de nyem ya se
ka committee recommendations so mo e plan so yen show that is no mo tiase ni mo nsankan
na de owu nsankan na de
no ne nsankan
sa okay
omo wu na busuafo do mo nsankan mo de na ka omo a iprai no mo tiase se ai guy ba ku itwa nan
se obi ade nyem ya se de no yasman o jan drugstore ho na o todo no tisi abontia na one bulletin be share
de stray bullet
on de ne
sa na ma me kan se osman to gina ho na no hu se bibia hye se na nyesa hye no
ewura no
to na abona ewura no ntina ono abose compensation just say na tie de mo hwe na mo pa mo
so bi anya ne de na obi nso
o mo ewu ni de o mansa abusuafo ne nsa aka ani omo de abusuafo ne nsa aka menim na ka omo e pra no mpo na menim so omo e pra no ye mfa ma until say ono abobe kan okay meko National Education Authority wo no omo chese omo se Ghana card deadline bi eni ho o ye Ghana ni na nkita bia deadline bi eni ho betumi akwa hwe bi nemom institutions ne bank ahodo no a se wo mo Ghana card no update niema ewo mu nyuma mu no eno mo chite se enra no fa July no bank a wanye
Sikka FM 89.5
won hwe ni ho yie corporate affairs director edema NI eye ora Abudu Ganiyu wa kire mu sei.
I think it's important to always put this in proper context. There's never a deadline as far as the acquisition of the Ghana card is concerned, but there's probably a deadline for institutions that have to rely on the national identification system for rendering their services, dealing with customers, so on and so forth. You can get it any day, any time for the rest of your life, and that is what it is. So, but because state institutions have to rely on the Ghana card, they have come up with their own schedule on when their customers or clients, for instance, should acquire the Ghana card. You can never get to a point where you say that everyone has a Ghana card. And that is simply because as we continue to increase the new births and whatnot that are being added to the population must also be registered and then issued with a Ghana card.
Enti ora Abudu Ganiyu ya wono eye corporate affairs director ewo eye National Identification Authority eno che se deadline eni ho na mum institutions no eno mo nhwe na wo kanche o members no na wo mo enfa card na me update niema ewo bank ahodo na Association of Bankers kra ebe kan bi a wo mo kire se ubi ebi a oyare untumi mfa Ghana card no nko ye nko update niema ni ade a mayem hihyo bank account no da so a ye wodia ya Sikka gumu nyina da so a ye wodia nti mayem hihyo se bi a unko update ni nti ahwe ya untumi nko yi Sikka na Sikka na kemu ene bi a watu kwan kwa aburichire ene meden yi mi Sikka ya na meden di bi atomo mo chese account nda so aye wo de ombetwa wa kopem bra bi a wo beba wo ho beto anase wo befra control beba na fi wo de aba be ye update na bibia atimi aye kama teacher
Ghana card ho nsensem de on se eba ye no bra na ye dodo registration mass registration no bebe na anya bi o bebe na anya bi o mo so aho prepare ye ni no ono opese wa force wa na wache and wa force wa guram information nso o de ba na so ni wurafi bebe na date of birth ye mfo so
into wrong
info bebe o tekora no otimi kwotwero obi digital address
no dia
ba fill because pese onya Ghana card no so ade no so na entesa wo se obi e fa ho bia no onso de ba eno achi wo mo so anya akonya kra register no bibiri na up to now no kase ebi card ama ebi card ama se say pa hefa mia wo mo bia se say eye adwuma enso wo ho no yen kwaje card wo ne mu ye koye foforo ye koye foforo eno wo mo so mo wonfonso because e din e wo Ghana card ne zenye no na wo bank ho
okay
ndi se wo de ko bank na ko ya update ya just eniema na wo nyina affidavit ebi kura bisa affidavit na no okojisika affidavit nso won se wo kwanso a ye mfancho ena se Ghana card ndodo na ayira wo de wu
ena wo kan say
ayira wo de bu ha na esebutom no de kokrum no de bansa na ayira ebiri mo nso akromfo gi omo bag omo niema
to yi di to agu baabi
na waja card na ena mi ba somewhere 2012 Madam for be kofa chip our fam na oyusu yi ohun ya se obi friend obi friend so me pese me hu hu ya na o ma police fortune adan se nkrofo bi akoyere na awuro bo no ho ne manyina
na o fa chip form dia o use ere
saa so na obi nso kofa obi voters ID ena ori ko chiri ya na o ya announcement an hu ya se o fi ya beche adan ya nkrofo bi nso be fa me niema adi card won wo hu e de aba nti eyewa nti ze okro obi mo wa onfa because so ba be busa ne se unya ne he go bo wa ne agini Sikka Kase pa ti once wo Ghana card now de e so hu ba bi asika na wo di bebre no a
nti ne ohu ofom kra onfa ebi mu nso de omahu ofom omahu taxim omafa omo fire no mo de aba ha e wo Sikka FM egu ha bebre bebre Ghana card ya fanya fi okrom ani driver's license ni ade enye na ewe ye fie ha omuhu bia no mo de aba omuhu bia no mo de abu fa no taxi mu obi fa no form ni ade na wo de aba nti e bia aka asa wo de na yire na se bia obi ehun mobo de aba ha no ma no wa ba baje edumensa Michael say ne de wa ha ine kitam sisi a wa shatare bru edumensa Michael o Ghana card ekita ye wa ha say nti bra na baje anyway wa penta na no ahwe mu yi Asamoah Emmanuel so de wa ha enti Asamoah Emmanuel wo tie me anaso obi tie me a onim obi e friend Asamoah Emmanuel se ne Ghana card ayira eda efi ha na mde ato pa no omra no maji ena Boatin Richard ono so ena chese mema no nko na o mayira no
se mema no no mo onto mo de share wallet
ya so
bia wo yiska e ma na ya wo ntam fa nante se
ye de yesuro ya hu enti Boatin Richard onso de ya wa ha Boatin utie me obi tie me onim Boatin Richard a ne Ghana card ayira pa ena da hai sanso ena Isifu Idrisu Isifu nso de ayira ono so sa wode de yamuno paawo wo ma make kan ebi mu de no so adwudwi ni ade ebi mu de aye star ni ade but Isifu de ande obowa efe pa mono jian enkan so da utumu so oje ya nche bia na yira enti Isifu Idrisu Ghana card na ayira na bedi sika FM hanti bo modern ase o abaje wa de na driver's license any voter's ID ende enkan kura esum ha bebre enti bi wo hono ma na wako de o ma o ben radio station bia o ben ya no a cheda ko bi sa ahwe because we egu ya hai ye ngwa na obi o
other station
ai esum hono bebre pofo nti eya na jawa mani afa ba bi sa no akwa bi sa ye bia sa ba bedru ho
na on say ye register no ye gi numbers Ghana card for no mo gi numbers and for so ba ko accept be ba card no say na so nko mu provide corner bia ye be one kasa personal number be so e ba exactly afre wo
the personal number be she ho one advantage or disadvantages nso bebre obi nya o number wawu no nya o number kura wabobo atom kura wo pa atwe sika wo phone so hu obefro chia me ha ye mi say
ma me fa wo nso ntwam onim se enra me wo ha no bi frɛ me na wo bo me din nyina kama and I'm see you I mean o say o so say we Ghana commercial bank na say
you see that thing
what say yeah update into Ghana card and number
Ghana commercial bank and form phone so that what the message in e be ma wo
for me
what the message and e be go phone so yeah value customer na ba
onim say omunya Ghana card na no dey registration same registration
nanka yes before be send you message dear value customer na begu so
o bank kura ba send message
on tiasia no akọ bank wa ko bi sase bibi se no mahuna minima de kodimpo mo nkire me wa bro be ma o entietie course basa bia na Ghana card number ye say na o code no nkofo bi wia unti mame o mo boa
me se manya fast anra
ko mo de ba wo ni se so
na GCB the offer me offer me kura nya line we no de be
GCB mfra ho sa
odi wa
obedu atam so anya nti obedu atam bi ya me na 10 year kura mtumi kan radio so ya me ma
odi wa atam so no kati no share share
ka se wa hu no
wa manka bia
me odi mata fucking so do kan mtumi kan ya teacher yanko
yo jumadie be so koso e mo so afa o hwe nyuma ne afade ho nsam so kopie ase ni munyamfo Alan Kodwo Kyerematen de omo so wo program mampani akonwa ne so edi no e no kire se o manfo atiasi montere so o mka se eniema boa de eniema boa titiri ye pedan asie di ba yetiri enso ato ba bia no enya bibia o COVID-19 Ukraine Russia ntokwa enna ma ne ma hurihuri fem ye die ne nkasa ye nto aso
of the main raw material for the manufacturing of cement, which is clinker, an imported product, has experienced significant upward adjustment in the recent past. In addition, Mr. Speaker, as this August House may be aware, the cost of freight globally has also seen a very significant increase. This has largely been occasioned by the disruption in the global supply chain initially caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and subsequently by the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Mr. Speaker, furthermore, the depreciation of our local currency against the United States dollar and the increase in the prices of petroleum products, as well as the cost of electricity, have also contributed to the high cost of production of cement. In addition to that, Mr. Speaker, the supply of bags for cement has also been disrupted as a result of the conflict. Mr. Speaker, these factors account for the increases in the prices of cement in the local market.
Ni manyamfo Alan Kojo Trematin no yi nsema no a ni manyamfo Yusuf Suleiman manfo wo Bolban boy omna hye bedwani ensede ko sankote omna hye bedwafie eno achi commander sugar factory ya tom color TV akoto black and white Ghana pa eno so wakase ne fa bi wo a atwetwe wo maso na yoku enye nhwemu mfa ho.
From the initial findings of a forensic audit report, we are aware that the factory has been valued in the forensic report at an amount of $16.9 million as against a book value that was inherited of over $36 million. And that has been a major problem in finding a strategic investor to run and manage and invest in this factory. And the matter is before Yoko. They are undertaking further investigations in this matter, and it will probably help us to understand the difficulties that we've had both in the era of the previous government and the current government in finding a strategic investor to take over the factory at the cost that of the book value of the factory as it is now. But be that as it may, in spite of all the challenges that the majority leader has alluded to, and in spite of the fact that we have this difference in valuation, as a responsible government, we have no choice but to do what we can to ensure that the people of Commander and the adjoining communities have the benefit of the revival of the factory.
Arismama eni atiye ni manyamfo Alan Kojo Trematin.
Clinker ye dey cement and other raw materials na kan nyina ye nya bi because COVID-19 Russia Ukraine war nti Ghana for munya esun nti na cement boy din fewura for musi o modan
sugar ne de some benya pa de
nti ko do ho nyina da o mutum cement boy ko so no mutum eda no si 1990 ya musi na acheze eno ya baya nso sire ya wo mutum ya huna mani wedan mengo ko mobile money agent won so matete se aban se 11 no amfoi entity nko mo keka sa na nko fo che se 11 akwan ba ko so anu no nkasika ne betmenye bi afiri wonu ma yewura afio se nso yamfie ne nkyere opa vendors na nkasem wo mo kita merchant sim no wo mo na transaction no ko send ya na send me send ya mobi se bia wan send ya mfiri phone so o de be ko kiosk ketua ni mu na o ni titemu na o send mama papa send mama send mama be ha ho no de koma vendor na so de ni merchant sim no send ya yentew ena nkofo ka sa na agent nje se eni o mate se ho no no gia do kra se eni yen taxi vendors na nkasa mu ena mobile money agency say boy mo taxi ya dia ya wo ye tiate na mobile money agent association wo mo secretary owura Evans otumfo yentie no say de na wo ka wo mo nsem say tie taxi wo mo pa ni wo mo tiate Evans amadwuma na.
I understand the fear, but these deductions or the extension of the e-levy on these merchants, it is really going to, put so much burden or draw us back because businesses are really going to suffer. We are going to have most businesses, demanding cash for payment of goods instead of, them encouraging their clients or customers to pay using the electronic means. Initially, merchants were excluded rather in the whole e-levy process. But I don't see why all of a sudden it has become necessary that merchants should also be drawn in the bracket. That is unfortunate. So we would say that it is something that government should not encourage, because a lot of businesses are operating and payment for goods and services are being facilitated due to the presence of these merchant account or merchants. And so if government has to introduce or extend the e-levy to cover merchants, then it's something that is really going to put so much pressure.
Hey! Ora even so too for no just say ka say beto ompa de wo mutiat na teacher no nkomba ni say won say ade no about 100
just mo nkyeremu because ebasa obi wo 20,000 Ghana cedis won nsem so no
dey na makosend 100 cedis no atino no akosend 200 ni atino na samia akosend ni atino
nti ede obetimi asend ya manipa 200 times 1.5
o say
so 11.5%.
Enti sana nkombe te vendors no na ombeto o mosen. Because you no send above 100 ya. Yeah, till
first 100 no until.
By
first 100
na make say a bro 100 ya.
Bro 100 na.
Yeah, till. Me boa. Enti wono so o send bro 100 bia ye betena na.
Sasa na tie.
Enti meme kom kwasani 200 a ye beteno. Wo kwasani 300 ni ateno. Na samia kwasani 400 ni ateno. Ana sign on be ye.
Entitie ni nyina kra no se yenti ase kra. Entitie nyina kra so ono no na ye adwumu. To ono be faka no. Dabi. Enti wo na. Wo bi asende ama no ya ateno. Ana wo nso a wo se koyie na wo ya sa atento ono to be pushi am.
Yo ae.
Enti wo atua double e-levy. Double e-levy.
Yo, and yetiate pa, yetiate, ba na sade a.
Ya samu. I heard na juice says e-levy na hwie gua. Roto no mo famra.
Roto
no. No munya sika.
Everywhere in the world, road tolls play a function, particularly when you anticipate private-public partnership in expanding your road infrastructure, whether it's from Nsawam to Kumasi or from Kasua to Cape Coast. You are looking at long-term investment where the private sector will come and pump in money over 20-50 years. How can they recoup their money when you say that you are doing away with this?
For her na Idris. Was it rotos ne kushi abane kakra? Emfa woni sika yesi emma manfo die no kakra bi so ba ban ho a otimi di pia nintino on di oso je se yen famra na no na Ghana mampani dada John Dramani Mahama JDM
no ababa se
o kodwuma die bi won krampomponi mante friend Think Progress Ghana Forum gine Ghana nkoso
okay
what is every atudwa wasina na dan kwa kufuado ne ba omi omohwiegu omohwiegu ne mum o solution de ma wo mo ni nyina nza omo mo abom gugu no mo nkeka fo mo nkrata nko IMF.
Available data from the first quarter economic outcomes published by government shows that the fiscal deficit target for the first quarter of 2022 has been missed, with a deficit of 2.6% recorded instead of the program 2.2%. The trend suggests that similar numbers are to be expected for subsequent quarters, which will, in our estimation, lead to an end-of-year fiscal deficit of above 10%. The exchange rate has seen further depreciation, with the dollar now exchanging at over 8 cedis on the forex market. Inflation accelerated to 27.6% in May from 19.4% in March. The public debt has exceeded 400 billion Ghana cedis. If debt stocks on the books of some SPVs and statutory funds, which this government seeks to exclude, are factored in, we owe more than 400 billion cedis. And so this translates into a debt to GDP ratio of over 80%, well beyond the red line. It is evident, therefore, that the solution to the problem lies with taking the bold steps to restructure our debt, to get some relief from pumping far too much revenue into debt servicing on an annual basis and channeling the savings into priority areas that will benefit our people directly. Their criticism of my administration when we decided to go to the IMF, they said it's only lazy governments that go to the IMF. The words they said in that past have come to haunt them. The current path of reckless borrowing and piling on of debt has been discredited and cannot lead us anywhere except economic ruin and bankruptcy. This government must act now and and seek help to avert imminent national catastrophe. Ghanaians did not hand over the reins of power to President Akufo-Addo to crash the ship of state through empty pride. In the last few days, there has been talk from some regime actors about a potential or impending IMF program. Due to the nature and depth of our economic problems, this government virtually has no other sustainable option. IMF programs come with fiscal consolidation and insistence on fiscal discipline. And that's one of the things this government lacks. They don't have fiscal discipline. And that's why they're even afraid to go into an IMF program. This government has, however, so mismanaged our economy and left it in such a terrible state that fiscal consolidation alone will not do the trick. We require comprehensive debt restructuring to obtain the sort of relief that will give us the fiscal space it needed to ease our plight.
Ghana man penny dada John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency. Was a nyada obefa boa to a chat and so frau and am pafi bisiu.
Enti
yanko IMF.
Any crata by you. I'm on my phone, the young folk with your punk romana money any. Was say Mampanina another danko Kufuado, Akachre, yes, foot to some for what the young folk cannot miss say officially. On country IMF was a yenio. Yan yaban, yaba, yanam council, and to 2 years 9, said I can do 42. I didn't do yana, Yako IMF into a more mamma yet. And yet to see Montenson, a Ghana for Cobom, come say, and Yabaso, Namose.
Maybe I'm a major father, I live by the Byron, and Kaya, Kababway, Bamampo at the Bri, and Yasinti, open your Sikka. What would be an escape before so? Until Ama Jumana Bank of and to me and ye also upon us. All Piano, on Bobbian, on my cousin in 10 years, I remember to be with room. I don't know how to get class, and no task sending what they are. I come to me, dear. I got a bank of Bobbiano. No more is will be used to come here for the moon, and also Amwa, as I come back on my room. And Bacomodia, Bank of Piano, no country say, Tanzano, no Matasano, or on press and so. Okay, anyway, to me, buy no more cocaine. Now, there's a year's no more canon, no one person. As if you have 2 months after months to Korea, and that's 1 year and 3 years as somebody, buy maybe I'm not from the bank on Koji, no, just can or the boy mine, Inti media from the Ankayama 11 or only a Quajibetiana, Bear, when he be running at the Gusso. It's a bit me, uncle, I am a Bongojiscan. 11, I'm one, Omi and Free, I'm one, it's a bit to Piano, or no, I'm say, will be a so big Uska or Fonso near you to me very Musubium. On the into Uncle Jess Abitan Muna, Omuya 11, then any baby boy.
And since Abako IMF dear, yenya 11 a year.
No busy and one is 3 days and now. Was he going to you? 3 days, dear. 3 days, and I said, I watch your cry. I'm a to be him say a bosom.
Yankon now,
and can't you for say I am a pronunciation, and you will be out. And you be a
Embago Babo,
and I make us say, yes, sir.
Unemployment.
Oh, nipa botina na nipa dodo a obefo omo adwuma mu no teso ne twaso aduane a sika adebeto aduane adi ne teso ne twaso saa mfie miense o
enti abosom miensan pankai abosom na mfie miensan bia
11
11 de ho nkyerɛkyerɛmu no ankɔ
na otwim so matisa donkuma na ka kyerɛ 11 no ombo asika na kakra na omaje
bu ompeso omodi enti na omodi ya kwa oma na masiaji 11 no
bayan kanje donkuma no say 11 hu sensen so court enti omuso ntimi mfa sika no
haimo
ensa abana jiji ya sha court ashe se onyiji nguo tie ka wie na wo se fata se ogia
pamcho the adredia citizens madawroma modia madwen ya musai mo famre ebi mu dia fa Facebook ne so abrepam e be kenkan ede ama mo so fa dia fa phone ne so ne sorry na Prophet Emmanuel Amo amfa nyame asem emra 0506895895 0502524000. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Ajagovi.
Tell me.
Hey, mete on kache.
ni tu kwan
yo yenko yakwaba
afin maba yo ina de NPP for any power anti the first going to IMF and any idea NPP for in opposition woman you no and the call
Sikka FM 89.5
so the senior Ghana tie and the crowd demonstration crowd you see I come da NPP for power demonstration I come that will now occupy Ghana. No, let my vote count. No, the other no. Ghana case, no court. As you know, now one thing to say, let my vote count. Now, now demonstration name come. NPP for baby a kunya so there. Demonstration I come. NPP ni over to me advise NPP. Professor Mao, only the non free heaven. Ebesi asaze won kwa he na wo what not wo for that you MPP ana MPP ni beti e ko je MPP ni enim e tu no for no asa na yi ba ye abedi ba ye MPP for the wo mo suggestions ko what is say mo dey aduma asa MPP yen tu on fu na ya ska so mo ko IMF no afi akem da and I found I come away now, and I tell you, I tell you, woman and time, no more echo.
Hello, good morning.
About him, a few melody about
Junior Baumia.
Manso, I'm Trocum de Chicron, Medici, Nora Bolino. Now, she's the vice president of the Republic, the Temple. When you catch him, then or grassroots chairman, na when you say JFK, or no, they don't call general secretary, no, when in your and a B, or not, they refuse to organize a Masalam Mustafa Babesho, no, commune organizer, no, and a Dr. China. I is it a family, a lot and let it to my Senator, the Abbey Kamana Fat Nakuni, opening, the entire demonstration, name of the no, Tintin can be. The police in the can be a mentality. They call police for a poor. Now, for instance, I see me say, Ghana no a media, and in a time be a member person may demonstration and a million. And no, and because we create demonstration. Tell them more example say, keep one above a year. Come. What you say? 1894 Kwande.
Sikka FM 89.5.
I won't party in the yeah, the class and a
so hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What you into, Obana?
Me don't prepare for more.
Obana?
That's the same.
Me I don't know.
You, and my main fan, Chakasi, and my went to me honorable doom. Now, you're the young for John Allen, because you're my team, born in again, Cassia, John Boyd, Nana D, and now you are Steven Tim, Camerson. And champagne for you. Sure, as someone, Papa Ibekai, the young Quakra, the Bichi me. A young Cassa, and Yaya and Wabro. Ghana for years to say, Yakasa Abaya, and Nippon was a bayonet to baby, and one also tell the baby. Abano say, Yaw, me know me knowing Rania Yabano. A young say, Ye never know, Tanado now and yes, I said you, or the quack of one said you, Nebusia for another MPP for no the dog wine. A Ghana for Korean and no the dog wine. And a month and sure for him be movie. Any young man discipline me and Tiania, this and Yana, inside you are and Crawforticania, the Adin. Now, we have said been played as I said you, you're so by 5 so yenny, winning. No name for one or two or bro. Yan Katani, Ghana for the Ayan Wabro. Wow, free education. Ebi a ube kobie. And now one nursing training allowance, teacher training allowance, afforestation, NAPCO. Saan ya man yana tiyanhwe ye na samra we ko akoye adwumane akaka se ye ye free wa. Haya.
Yeah, that's so bad. So, hello, good morning.
Good morning. Radio Muya Sakwa.
I'm over.
Yes, madam. Ma umone juma. Ofuru community pe mu pe amedu waduro no. na mamencha yura 7 years in team the time was on the very shouldn't mo APP mo the ayan na ye me wan pa na say ye time nye wo pani bi a wa betina wo man no so for good years without any interruption what say ya be the for good years only Austria will bet the dear Magana, you say, you're IMF. Apart from one Kasa, there's a workers a warfare in the 3 more days, the other more men to power will be. Or no, I can say, you are Madame and Nene. Not say, IMF, you call Makumaku 16 times, no, Papa do more, like a guarantee at TBD. It's a the man was so much as saying, Colan, so the young cycle, a more phobia to my more, I know, service here. People will say, you don't mention a year now.
And that's a so bad. So, hello, good morning.
Melody.
And Apoku.
But oh, yeah.
Yamiado.
Let's get to a where
Obia,
why?
Yeah.
Melody. You're not going to and the Bomo one must pa, the money cost on one. I'm one kind. I had a cost on one. I said that's a warning. Oh, think that Yapa Jenimu and the answer. And then say a mobile, a woman, and I'm also the kind of one of the 2 Read the move. And that's it. And this is what have so much. First, I'm the trans 8 good years. A man who tell when you come do so do say, then I found 3. So now, I want to just mess together when you say, you know, Emma, I said, look what I'm telling you, so more man. Let me tell you that I should come and never. Nana B, also so a and I knew where that's a good year on secretary. I'm telling
0506 895 895 0502 524,000. Yellow, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Kwaku.
The my channel by you.
I just saw Yanko.
I don't know more about Snagati and Group and Shao Bojuma. Now, Mimi Abema, Shama about so much more Bojuma by Amichamo. Now, mention 2025 president. You will therefore Joe Alakojuta, Minister. Mamakan, the Buga, you got some more watch as a bee. Let's have them at the best of the Somo Tomano. Now, one number takers Roba. Let's what that the Saturday from Tomana Diana Kama. Abua, where and tell me a mobile boss who lay. I'm more black way at the Uncle Johnny. Therefore, I may have how many say. As for my man, get on a Timo. Then I saw that. But I just say for the bar. You had to say, did you match from Yason Basonia? So before Bessica or Fanopa. From a bandana, they came back to them. So be then what your Bessica channel. But it's a bit of Bessica, I want to know. That be a quadruple Janabana and Fanya. That Diana, which I'll call them, you have a block when I go to a member. Send the other Shabama. This fellow would in your phone. So bet me I said in the Shabima. Yeah,
that's a so bad. So, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mamma Fua.
Yentio,
Yakuba Abdullah Kasei. Yada Ubiasi, Namifa Konya Kasiri, Namichia, Incani, Ashanto, Regina Jam, lawyer in my Amqua, any King Suba, any Mamebu, Lajin Video, Ubia Joe. Rodina Bat, your Papa Mamma Fua. Papa won't gin Ukraine, you won't gin any no Marcasia Casen, which Nadia, ACC or my, I must show Yatimi Sinibaka, Papa won't gin or yes, I did. You won't gin pa, when you penina won't gin, Kurabakura want my lady. And so, I move one so. And then from so, and then the most sorry, I must in Central for Mubi. Kojopon Kuma is Central, and the one better than Central for Mubi. And the Yaju, the Amon, yes, and the Kakaka, test paying man, the Momo Mokata one show. And then the moon didn't come upon a show. Mubonia Muye can Central for Mubi, etimi Kanukra. Can you move up there and make a mark 12 for my moa? I'm a more fool, I'm a more can't come, I'm a more time, we can want them. Don't Dramani Mahama. One let me one Yakuyan show. They say we position, and so when the Chambra Mamu, what can say, more book than a prayer, more from IMF. I did see an another by our Koye, and I'm a war. No, sorry, I'm on Chabu, I'm a more Katam, the Mutum can cry. Yatimafa, you took a course up with Jinabon Crack or Cantro. Sadio, we come on, you nipa, Muginipa, Capapo, come on, Gino.
Fellow Ghanaian.
Hello, good morning.
It's a full more.
Talk, baby.
Amida Wasi. I'm a mono food to sell. We're in coin. We're on the Mugani here. No, now.
Talk, baby.
Yes.
I did ask how you're a person, I be saying.
Oh, yes, personal.
Now, you don't quite dear, say what they call personal now.
Yes, personal.
A personal, because you don't quite move himself, we say, only you don't sweat and you don't find out.
Oh, no one in my dear phone.
But son, one fan compare will be eating quite, what they compare on a year and quine.
Okay, I'm a move phone, and I'm a say,
no, Miss, oh, you're a personal, Sana Mecca.
Oh, fool, I'm not paid there.
Debbie, I define a mempe. But on fan compare with your own coins, Anna Maker. And to a man fan compare your own coin will be our mamma quiet day. Why?
You lady any day.
Fellow Ghanaian.
So, no number more to cry any day. You should get any day. On theatre. Fool, here not for and not green day and not green now. At the quietness. Namely, not green. I said, and the whole play and yet play for. Finance Minister, Ontisano. Finance Minister, and not for the Ontisano. You only for the bill of passing one, and make that with position. I took Roma, I'm a Noma to do it. The problem will be Finance Minister, me, the new school that. But I'm saying, you know, my papa not to
Sikka FM 89.5.
You see, to show about 1%, million across the board. We see our mom, we are making there. All the Muslim. The problem is Yaba. Like, I want to shoot about 1% now, we can across the board. And yeah, a bit in Abwa.
Yeah, that's so bad. So, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Obiaja Mahuma Naboso. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Obapa.
Simon Congo.
Yanko.
Fellow Ghanaian.
0506-895-895 0502-524,000. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hey.
Sorry, babe, why you my home and abo so yanko?
Obapa for Miss Mekasa, Zuna, on to Mekasa. Efua, Memo, ne Ejuma. Na me for Fidika Resource. I mean, Chama Mutama, lawyer Ivan Samankwa, Tinzuba, Obuasi, Abbas Nulidi. Na me fan kwa chuma kwa ngoma na me ntia chuma kwa ngoma fu nyina ye papa kwa bread for we efumuwa a hankan some ni sa ye muwa de dwe some say ya na beautiful and every na ni ade no ejuma to be e kan ni ade a wo twi na de na sina so a say the opes wo ya no yi ebi na be before ya na be bi o man na adru efumuwa ye ka che Ghana for say na na do dem ko kufu ado de enye Ghana ye no ba yo or pass over preja Fabian with the woman a bush for one on the baby. And there are MF near Queen Yadi. Yabako, as Yako, because we have a dear Kufado, and do of mining Sikka Kase3 at the end of money at the night. They say, who can I have more conditionalities? Conditions at the whole any other. Your mount for your Sikka food train and them you more abra. Young Jessica and French teacher for young Jessica and French is what a school 14 years in eco school near the. You can be that said Kufado. So Fiana for Gina Mokotoaba, Edima Kufado Niadi. You read on Mamma Sikka Kase3 Unyano, and Fasodia Ghana for your Fimono, and then a Ghana for say, and Kufado yet to Obama said the youngsters say, Papa near you, Don Mamma Sikka Kase3, a bino dia for the military hospital, a bino dia the Prime Hospital, a bino year of some modern marketer, a Sikka Yetia, and Yadino, and Kufado we see coming a debate in idea.
Yeah, that's the Sabas, so I'm fine, I see, I'm fine, I say, woman. Emma etiefo nyina ne citizens amadaroma mutume ebo iwrem mame ko Facebook ne so na menkenka adwenkyere ne kakra ansa ane asore na akwese wa taxi driver ne wose Ghana for yemompa yema ban nemum na yemompa se NDC wo monsanso maban mu biom da esanse so mo ba ene mapa na ye nyina mo ba behwe ne nyina gua se bibia wo mo ne bibi papa bia de ma ye nti NDC de lalai me mom kwan mom mabiem kra wo di free abreport junction Santase Patase station ochia lawyer JFK Kase Kaswa wade free American Town Kenke House na wade ebaye eno ache se MPP ni party a womo eba bemu a wombetimi aye niema nyina ye na sese kura no womo kakra ombe economy no agana so nti yenya akomatoye mu Pedro wa Medina Cruz nso de nie wahwe e de free India Police tano so ena fei opaidi mo Felix edi free swami eno ache se wo sre Ghana for Ramadaroma 11 munyintum se de beya ebetumi ama Ghana economy no agyan na so na ba bia de ho kwedi ahweye pa de a bet se de e bomb bi ato aboye no hono de mama ye nko ne mum yanyi 11 no entum wechi ache ma de no kwaku apia Dr. Baumia ena fe JFK ene ne mentor Kwame MPP Steven Boache enso share the free was ekropon ho ena wodi free e de baye even send ntutu kan so de enie o se Ghana for mama koma entu esan se enche bia won hyehyɛ papa na eye no ebema economy no bounce back enti yema yekoma enkofom kra wo chia Steven Asamoah Boateng afi na B ena eye okay nana Ekuamoah odinde na ba bibiri okay nana Ekuamoah Boateng okay nana Ekuamoah Boateng die nie na bo na dodo na atafre no Ablekuma Central no di efriye na wo chese economy no kakra be bounce back na nyese bounce back keke be strong so e de aka ho and IMF the nsemu nyina all sha pass wo se wo chairman Kingston Okumi Kesi and okay was oba vice chairman afei yeboa Prince Fosha Wale superstar which ye super yeboa was a dem life e wo Thanos to Star Junction ye choma ho nyina Dr. Babazamo master planner Kentampono di free e de eba was say IMF no IMF na do danko Akufo-Addo best president esen NDC amamu de enyo alternative kra magana fo enti yema ye ni na kekere ndi free kaswa na wede aba Kase see a dem live and clear okay Kase makenkan wo de na even sending so makenkan kodwa sempa furniture works in so de nie ana so wotie yen e de free edum ho eno de free ba na se wo mu no enkoma Kwame Ufori Aboaje ene nusum adwumayfo nyina sanso na isemo for your falas no kogya aboakra na 3 years a onkita poma afei ya technicians we fi ha nyina so ya do mu nyina se papa no pedie same no chinchin fuma no de amayen akenkanfo anopai eyeme no antenu aba maame efomwa kafra me teacher ko physics to prof na ye bekenkan kase ni nyina de emamo ya da mu nyina se amamu enitie weekends no so ho so ye se de be ya yankopon ya adwa adwada ye besan so ehia mu bium